We are live, guys. I just got home from work about 5 to 6 minutes ago, and I decided to do this video. And we are talking about the Return of the Living Dead franchise. Yes, it's a franchise. We got five films, I believe. Yeah, actually, five films. What am I thinking? We got the last two were Necropolis and then Rave to the Grave, which I saw. I started watching Rave to the Grave. Return of the Dead, Rave to the Grave. I started watching that, and I'm like, wasn't that great, man? It was dumb. And then Necropolis was another one that really wasn't that great. Um, but I have to give it up to the first three films, though. The first three films, um, because each of them were their own thing. You do have you do have comedic elements, big time comedic elements in the first one, and I'm going to be really honest with you. We've seen a lot of horror comedies, you know, but I think this, to me, the very first Return of the Living Dead is the movie that got comedy and horror put together the right way. It is the best comedy horror film I think of all time. But other people will think otherwise, and that's okay because, you know, when you go ahead, that's the fun thing about making these videos. When you go ahead and make these videos, guys, it's like it's okay because everybody's gonna like something different. We don't have to bash each other for liking this, for liking that, or disliking this thing. But I finished watching Return of the Living Dead Part Two, and I've only seen it one other time. It stars couple of the cast members that were from the first film. You have James Karen and Tom Matthews that return. Alan Trotman as the Tar Man. You have I forgot the actor's name, the guy's name that plays Colonel Glover. He's back, and then I noticed Brian Peck, who played uh, the guy with the mohawk in the first film. He was one of the zombies in the film for part two, which I thought was pretty neat because it was literally the tone for Return of the Living Dead. It's very, very different, very, very different from the first film. It's not as funny. I mean, the only funny moments you have are with Tom Matthews and James Karen. It's pretty much it. I think the little kid was really cool. Uh, he's related to, I think, Bert Wilson from the first film because him and his sister had the same last name as Wilson, but to look at Return of the Living Dead Part 2 and Return of the Living Dead Part 1, they're like two different films. And then you get to Return of the Living Dead 3 with that starred Melinda Clark. Very, very different tone. There was something funny about it. It was very, very serious. The main character's girlfriend becomes one of the zombies. And if you guys have seen the cover for Return of the Living Dead, you'll know what she's going to look like. It is so grotesque. I mean, especially with, her top shirt is all ripped up. Her boobs are exposed, all this other stuff. Man, it was, what they did with that film. It was kind of, very, very nerve wracking. Return of the Living Dead 3. But alone, these films are supposed to be fun to watch. I mean, they're not over. I mean, they're over the top. But there was something. I mean, with Return of the Living Dead Part 3, it was very, very different from the first two films. You do see that in each film, it becomes more serious because with Return of the Living Dead Part 1, full on laughs. I mean, you got, Clu Gallagher, you got Don Calfa, you got James Karen, Tom Matthews, Miguel Nunzio Jr., which you guys all know as Demon in Friday the 13th Part 5. And of course, the late Mark Venturi, who plays um, Suicide. Of course, he died quite a few years ago. He played Vic in Friday 5 as well. So you had Linnell Quigley. I mean, you had I don't, Beverly Randolph, who plays Freddie's girlfriend in the film. I have never seen her in anything else but Return of the Living Dead, the original. Same John Philbin. I've seen him in Children of the Corn, the original one from 1984. Jules Shepard. This was her only movie I've seen her in, and I've never seen her in anything outside of Return of the Living Dead. I know Clu Gulager. He did this 3 months before he did Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Freddy's Revenge. I like that film a lot. Some people don't like it. I can care less about the haters. It's your opinion, not mine. I think Part 5 is great. I mean, you got Clu Gulager in there. You got probably one of the more attractive ladies in the Elm Street franchise, which is Kim Myers, who played Lisa in the film. Yeah, I mean, Return of the Living Dead, full blown on comedy. I love it from start to finish. We're talking about the original one here. A lot of laughs. You got to have laughs because, especially the way the world is today, guys. We're not going to go into that because I don't like politics or anything like that. But we need a lot more laughs and I funny stuff. And I think, doing it with zombies, and you get Tarman played by Alan Troutman. Brains, like that. More brains. Please send more paramedics. Stuff like that. I mean, just a good fun stuff. But at the end of the day, you go to these movies in theater, right? Or you watch them at home, you watch them on a streaming service. You have a long day at work, stressful day. You want to wind down, with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, kids, whatever. If kids are old enough to watch these films. Or, for instance, just, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, sit down there Friday night. You're off the weekend. Watch them, have a good time, make a bowl of popcorn, and it's a fun ride from start to finish, Now, I will say Return of the Living Dead Part 2 isn't that bad of a film. I enjoy it. I enjoy it more than Return of the Living Dead Part 3. But it's not going to top the original film, from 85. I mean, it's obvious. To me, the original one is always the best one. I know a lot of people. I'm a big Friday fan, also, but I know a lot of people catch up, give Friday the 13th, the original from 1980, hell. I mean, I've heard people say the 2009 remake is the best in the series. It's a good one, but there's no way it's the best in the series, guys. I mean, come on. Let's face the facts here now. But I was born in 84. I grew up partially in the 80s and throughout the entire 90s. So I think if this younger generation, you guys would appreciate stuff more as you get older, then you'll understand why. But for Return of the Living Dead, you're not going to beat the original film. You can have the sequels, but you're never ever going to touch that masterpiece of what the original film was captured in. It was lightning in a bottle. And I'm sitting here and I was watching it. I'm going to watch it again this weekend, here again for a second time. But, the actors had, I wish I could have been there in 85 or 84 when they were filming it behind the scenes. How they all acted and how they all, got along. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure they all got along great. All the cast did. But how they actually did their parts, without even breaking out of character and just laughing their asses off. Because some of the scenes, like the scene when Freddie and God, what is James? I keep forgetting James Cameron's character's name in the film. Um, I know Freddie. I know Bert is Flu Goldberg's character. Uh, God, I can't remember James Cameron's character, but we're just going to call it James Cameron. It'll probably pop into my head later on. But the scene where the scene where both Freddie and James Cameron's character goes down because James is wanting to show him the canister of the corpse. When they look into it and they see the body in there, and then James Cameron goes ahead and hits the side of the canister, and it all this gas comes out. It gets them, and that's what really is. I mean, that's what starts the whole thing, because it contaminates things and it brings things that were dead back to life again. So yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, it's a fun. Like I said, guys, it's a fun film. I don't really want to spoil too much about it, but it's a fun film, start to finish. And then when you get to 1988's the very first sequel to Return of the Living Dead, which is 1988's Part 2, you can tell the comedy was a little bit toned down. It's very, very different, even though you do have some of the cast members from the very first film in it, like James Cameron and Tom Matthews. They were great. They were great in it. I mean, they were awesome. You have Suzanne Snyder. She was also one of the girlfriends that was in Weird Science, the movie back in, I think, 86 or 85. That movie came out. And she was also in Killer Clowns from Outer Space. She did a great job. She played Tom Matthews' boyfriend in the second film, or Tom Matthews' girlfriend in the second film, I should say. I got that mixed up. Boy, I'm really out of it today, man. Worked my butt off, and you get tired, but I'm full of energy. I'm relaxed. But I didn't realize after watching it a second time we have the same guy that plays Colonel Glover. But yeah, I mean, it's good stuff. I definitely recommend the franchise. I'm gonna close it out right now. That I'm gonna call it that the first one is the best one. You don't really need to see the others, because to me the first one is left alone. The first one could have been just left alone as a standalone film. But yeah, I mean, this is it, guys. I mean, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning here. I thought I'd come on here, do a live stream here, and talk about Return of the Living Dead, the franchise, for a little bit. Is it a hit or miss? It depends on you. I love the first film. I'll watch the second one. Third one, I can care less about watching. Rave to the Grave and Necropolis, I wouldn't even recommend watching those because I haven't seen them all the way through. I have not seen Necropolis. I have not seen that, but I did see just a little bit of Rave to the Grave, and this was not my cup of tea, I'll tell you that. But with further ado, guys, that's all I got for right now. Be on the lookout for tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Donald Pleasance's version of Dr. Loomis' Greatest Moments live stream. I'll be talking about my greatest moments of that character, what I liked about the character, and what are some of the greatest moments I love of the character, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow night. Take care, and let's have a great weekend.